We get back to the weather right now on this Friday afternoon. 64 degrees outside as we look live over Lake Norman, where we got some clouds that are moving in. Hopefully not going to be spoiling our weekend plans and for Friday night. Let's get right over to Chief Meteorologist Tara Lane tracking this incoming rain.
This evening, Brian, and if people who have plans going out, maybe going out to dinner or an event or something like that, yeah, you want to have that umbrella, rain jacket handy because we will get more and more of that rain moving in from the west. But it's going to be a fairly quick hitter, so it's in and out, and most of the weekend is looking dry. As we look around, though, right now on radar, most of the area is still nice and dry, but the exception has been up into the mountains and foothills, and as expected, the rain moving in there first. It's all coming in from this direction from the west ahead of the cold front, and it's actually picking up a little more, getting a little heavier there in that western edge of Watauga County. We've got some rain sprinkled over parts of Ashe County and all across Avery County too. It's getting pretty wet, and just out ahead of that main batch, we have just a few sprinkles out there in Lenoir and down through parts of Burke County, and helping to disperse some of those particulates in the air from that wildfire smoke and from a day or so ago where we've had not so great air quality in the western part of the state. So the rain helping with that situation, and more of this to come as it's now crossing over kind of the back edge of East Tennessee. So that's on the way for later on this evening. And it's also helping with our overall dry conditions. Look at the latest drought monitor. This was updated just yesterday. Shows a little more of a widespread footprint of the moderate drought conditions, where you see kind of that beige color in place from the foothills points east, and even a little bit now into the higher elevations, western parts of Avery and up into Watauga County, classified under that moderate drought. So let's check out the timeline. Through about 6 o'clock, we'll see more of that rain closing in on more of the Charlotte metro and overspreading more of the area, certainly by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock or so this evening. But already by the time, say, 11 o'clock midnight rolls around, most of it's already clearing out, over and done with. A few leftover showers around and a little bit more light rain kind of wrapping in toward the mountains. And can't rule out a few rumbles of thunder too, but fortunately it doesn't look like a high risk at all of severe damaging thunderstorms with this particular system. But we could see, especially of course where the rain gets a little heavier, upwards of ½ of an inch, maybe even close to an inch, more like 3/4 of an inch of rainfall, a possibility in some of our neighborhoods. So there's the front moving in from the west. Behind it, we will kind of drop temperatures a little bit for part of the weekend, especially second half of the weekend. Today, though, kind of feels like a spring day, doesn't it? 65 degrees with that breeze out of the south-southeast at 13. Yes, we have had that gusty wind today. That's going to settle by later on tonight and into tomorrow. Widespread 60s across the area, and look at the low 70s there ahead of the front and the rain. Rockingham and Cheraw enjoying about 71 to 73 degrees, but cooler low 50s for you all in the mountains. 65 tomorrow. It's going to be back to more sunshine, just a few leftover clouds. But then what happens on Sunday? We have kind of a cool air wedge settling in for Groundhog Day. So with this east wind developing, that's going to keep more clouds locked in place. And so temperatures also with that cooler flow back on the cooler side. 65 tomorrow, only 52. Still not too bad though, and staying above freezing even in the morning for Sunday. So there's the rain moving quickly through later on this evening, clearing out once we head to up around midnight and beyond. We'll see more clearing happening overnight and into tomorrow, just a few leftover clouds. And then notice as we advance into Sunday morning, we have more of those clouds filling back in from the east and southeast. So a little more of a cloudy finish to the weekend. But even though we'll be briefly cooler on Sunday, overall, as we fast forward February 6th through about February 10th time frame, back to those overall above normal, warmer than average temperatures. Average these days being up around the low to mid 50s. Take a look at that 7-day forecast. 65 tomorrow. There's that cooler Sunday, but we are back in the 60s and 70s for the most part. Those top temperatures into next week. Check out that 73 on Tuesday.